Hello everyone. Welcome to Imagine to Dreams Story Time. Today we are going to be reading The Mysterious Paintings. I can barely fit that in the, not the description, but what do you call it? The caption. Last month we were on this book, Native Ascended Masters. And we read this around Thanksgiving time, basically where the book was inspired by. And now this month, we're going to be going into some romance, urban fiction novels. So here's what I would like to do. I'm going to read an excerpt from this book, and you guys can let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have any questions about the book, what I could do better as an author. That'll be great. So what we're going to read is Omari's point of view, which is him. He's the main character of the story. So I can't wait to see what you guys have to say about this book. So without further ado, let's get started. So once again, we're reading The Mysterious Painting, and we're going to go ahead and read Omari's point of view. So let's start off with the front page. The front page, this is how the book will come if you decide to get you a blind date with the book box, a romance book box, or a urban fiction book box. This book will come in as an urban fiction explicit romance. So if you guys want one of these, then definitely hit the link, or the link below, or in my TikTok shop. So you guys can get your hands on this book if you guys would like to read urban fiction romance. It is very explicit, so I'm going to make sure not to read, the explicit parts here just to keep it PG. But yes, I'm going to make sure that you guys know exactly what this book is about, because this book is about the main character, Omari, who can see paintings move. His special ability is seeing paintings around him, or if he's like going through a traumatic situation, he will definitely see a painting move, and the painting will tell about what he needs to learn and why he is going through this. So that is basically what this book is. It's an urban fantasy. So yeah, urban fiction fantasy. If you are into that, you can click the link in my bio on my Etsy shop, or you can come to my TikTok shop and get you a blind date with the book box, a urban fiction book box, or anything of that nature. So yes, without further ado, let's go ahead and read an excerpt of The Mysterious Paintings. So starting off with the first page, this is my signature. You get a sticker, and you get a couple of tropes of the book. Next comes the front page, title page of The Mysterious Painting. And then we have the copyright page, and we have the contents page. Content, number 1 is the tragic death. Number 2 is I made a huge mistake. Number 3 is someone to love me. Number 4, he got me effed up. Number 5, why did I mess up something good? Number 6, effing fed up. I'm going to try to keep it PG, you guys, because, it's a lot of cursing in here and it's explicit. So, just bear with me. And we got number 7, life ain't the same. We got number 8, did I lose him for good this time? Number 9, I finally got my family back. And number 10, epilogue. So, oh my gosh, can't wait for you guys to hear about this book. And come join in. Give me your thoughts. Let me know what I can do better as an author. and things like that. I'm here for your feedback. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Dedication and acknowledgments. Dedication. Thank you to everyone that supports me. It truly means the world to me, and your kindness will not go unnoticed. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai forever. My Father forever. Acknowledgments. I acknowledge that I have amazing movie dreams that inspire stories. And of course, this one was a dream that I had to turn into a story. This story in particular was inspired by a dream that I had along with some of my own ideas. So, without further ado, little character art. Let's get it started. Okay. Omari, Chapter 1, The Tragic Death. Growing up on the east side of Atlanta in West East is where my life became a mother effing show. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying not to curse because, I'm trying to give you BG and stuff like that. But, if push comes to shove, I'm just going to let it out. Anyways. Mama was always getting beat by her guy. Then he would dip on her after taking her money to be a part of his gang stuff. At just 6 years old, I saw so much brutal stuff that I don't wish on my worst enemy. Today was nothing different than usual. Arguing, leading to physical fist fights, but I never thought this would be the day that changed my life forever. Mama tried her best to not let that dude take anything from her, but this was a tragedy that this dude couldn't come back from. Why the fuck are you here at this hour? That awakened me out of a dream of someone chasing me. I wiped my eyes as I sat on the bed, hearing the voices get louder. I peeked out of the door and saw my mama and Will arguing. Tika, give me the money. No, I see you making it rain on that bitch. I told you I had a problem with. He came over to her and smacked her to the ground. As much as I wanted to help her, what could I do? I'm just a little boy. She sat up on the floor holding her cheek. Why you gotta make stuff difficult? Give me the money. No. This was the first time Mama took a stand. Suddenly, he reached into the front of his pants and pulled out his gun. He shoved it on her head, and even though she pleaded for her life, that dude didn't care. Please, Will, our son. Pow. The gun went off, and there lay Mama on the floor. No! I ran out of the room while he ran out of the door, seeing her lay in a pool of blood. Mama, wake up. It's time to eat. Tears flew down my face as I cried for my mama. I suddenly heard police sirens, but I couldn't move. Suddenly, the door burst open and several men in black suits came inside of the house with weapons pointing them everywhere. Mama laying here, her eyes, they're wide open. They grabbed me off the floor and I was headed to the back of the police car. They asked many questions, but all I could think about was Mama. I burst into tears witnessing that tragedy. I can't even think straight. The police car began to drive, and I turned around looking back at the house. They was taking my mama's body out on a stretcher. I'm so lost that I don't have that one person that only cared for me. Once the car stopped, the two men got out of their seats, and one of them opened my door. He grabbed me out of the car like I was a criminal. He brought me into the place, and my eyes widened, feeling the intense negative energy. Where are you taking me? You gonna stay right here until further notice. He brought me to what looks like a locked up cage, and I hesitated to go inside. No. I tried my best to get out of that man's arms, but he manhandled me and threw me into the cell while closing the gate and locking it up. I ran up to the locked door, beating and screaming on it. Mama. I broke down crying, sliding to the floor. Mama, I miss you so much. After what seemed like 6 hours later, I sat on the side of the wall, curled up in my legs, still reminiscing Mama. We had so many memories together. Even though you was rough with me, I knew you didn't mean me no harm. I can't believe I'll never see you again. Tears rolled down my eyes. The sound of the gate opened to my cell, but I didn't move. Omari Kingston. I looked up to see another man in a blue shirt and black pants. I nodded my head and he signaled for me to come out. I got up feeling scared about where he's going to take me. I followed him and they brought me into a room where a woman sat down at a table. I sat on the other side and she looked at me with sorrow in her eyes. Sorry about that, you guys. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. I love you. All right. Omari Kingston. I'm Janet Buller from Foster Care Legal Services. I have been informed that you lost your mother. I just looked down. Hearing that just brought back the trauma I tried to bury. Since you no longer have a guardian, we have to put you in foster care where someone else will be able to look after. No! I want my mama! I burst into tears as she tried to comfort me. There is nothing to say or do about the situation, and I know I have to deal with these new changes. I was told that she signaled me up. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me start this over. I'm sorry, guys. I was told that she signed me up to go into foster care, and today is the day that I must go. Though I am so overwhelmed by this whole experience, I know that I have to get to know these new people. Don't worry, Omari. These people are just as loving and caring. I stayed silent the rest of the way to their house. I didn't want to acknowledge that I would be living with someone else. When we got there, it looked like 3 kids and 2 older-looking people waiting for us. When the car stopped, Janet opened my door to the back of the car and held her hand out for me to take. I just stayed in my seat for a good 5 minutes before actually moving. I couldn't believe this was actually happening. A brown-skinned woman with a dress on standing next to a white male in his white shirt and brown pants came up to me. It's nice to meet you, Omari. My name is Lisa, and this is my husband, Ren. I want you to know that we are here for you, for your every need and your wants. Say hi, kids. This is your new brother. He's going to be staying with us for the time being. 2 girls and 1 boy. They looked at me crazy, and I continued to stand where I was. Come inside. We have food ready. I began moving because I realized I haven't ate anything for the past few weeks. I feel like I was going crazy in that tiny cell. They brought me inside of their house and I looked around. The black couch in front of a big TV and more rooms leading down the hallway made it feel like I stepped into a mansion compared to Mama's crib. I was looking around everywhere. Wow, this is a lot of room. The girl in a pink shirt and blue jeans rolled her eyes while the other girl wearing the same thing came up to me. She just has curly hair while the other has braids. She gave me a smile while she led me into a room with a big glass table. I'm too short to reach the top, but I can get on the seat. I got on the white fluffy chair and my eyes widened to the food they had. A whole chicken with a big bowl of mashed potatoes and corn. Side note, I love mashed potatoes. Mama used to always bring home eat-out food. I never once tasted her cooking, but she always made sure to spend some time with me. My surprised feeling of seeing the food went down right away, and I sat there with my arm on the table with my hand on my face. You miss your mama, huh? The boy looked at me while his parents widened their eyes at him. Daniel, It's rude to ask other people's trauma like that. But you said he's my brother now, so I can talk to him about that. You're so stupid, Daniel. You're always saying things like this. Hey, Betty, don't talk to your brother like that. I'm sorry, I just saw a question in the chat. Let me see. Has your father taken your... I'm not sure what that means. Can you clarify? Thank you. Hey, Betty, don't talk to your brother like that. He's not my real brother. The girl with braids got up from the table and walked away from them, then went into the living room. Lisa put her hand on her face, taking in a deep breath while Ren hugged her. The other girl and Daniel started adding food to their plate. I do. I miss my mother. I added some food and I finally started eating. Surprisingly, it tasted really good. Once I was done, I set the fork on the side of the plate. Daniel and the other girl had already left, and it was just me because I was eating kind of slow. Come on, Omari. I can show you your room. Ren wiped his beard with a napkin and got up from his chair. Give me a kiss, babe. I stood on the side of the table looking at them, and he gave her a rough-looking kiss on the lips. He then pulled her head back with a smile on his face. You know, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have done anything like this. Let's head upstairs. She laughed like she likes that type of treatment. Then he came over to me. Your room is upstairs next to the girls' room. You and Daniel will be sharing a room. Before we went inside, I stopped in my tracks. Is everybody here adopted? Just the two girls and you. Why? She said she wasn't Daniel's real brother. Don't worry about it. You are also adopted. I nodded as he took me inside the room. There was a bunk bed, a big bed at the bottom and a small bed at the top, along with a small white dresser and a small TV on it. I looked around, seeing Daniel laying on the bottom bunk. As you know, the bottom bunk is mine. I nodded, going up to the top. I feel like for the first time I had a good night's sleep with no interruptions because from what I remember, Will would always come home screaming and yelling at Mama, waking me up in the middle of the night. I drifted off to sleep, having a dream that I saw my mama dying all over again, which made me wake up sweating and the bed being wet. I looked down to see that I peed in it from the horrible dream. I got up wiping my tears and I walked from the top of the bed to the bottom, taking off the wet sheets. I brought it in the bathroom and I threw the sheets in the tub, hoping to clean them. I was about to turn the water on when I heard someone talking. Omari? I turned around to see Lisa standing at the door. What happened, Omari? Don't be afraid. You can tell me. I peed on myself. Oh, don't worry. I'll get the sheets together. I can put a pad under you when you're going to sleep. I nodded, looking at her. You don't have to worry about a thing. I'm your mother now. She smiled and I smiled back. For some reason, I felt that this woman would take care of me. I left out of the bathroom and I walked down the hallway to go back to our room. I stopped in my tracks when I saw a painting of a man holding a woman from behind. I looked at it and all of a sudden the painting started moving. The man held the woman, but she stopped him. Suddenly, the man pushed her to the ground, and because that reminded me of seeing my mama getting beat, I ran to the room and I quickly got on the top bed. Though I was afraid, I felt myself drifting off to sleep. The next day, I woke up to my bed having the sheet on with a dry pad under me. Did Miss Lisa do this while I was asleep? I got off the top of the bed, seeing that Daniel was already gone. I decided to look back at the painting. For some reason, it didn't move like it did last night, and I wondered if I was seeing things since I was sleepy. I came downstairs and I sat at the dining room table to pancakes, eggs, and bacon. Miss Lisa put all of the food on a plate and I felt a little better from when I first got here. I began to eat, but when I looked at Daniel, he gave me the crazy look ever. I wonder why he's upset. Okay, Mom, we're heading out for school. Okay, Betty, make sure to walk with Bethany this time. She rolled her eyes as she left with Bethany. I realized I didn't know any of their names yet. I looked over to Daniel and he was still looking at me crazy. I don't want to walk with Pissy Boy here. Daniel, apologize now. Why? He peed on me last night. I should get an apology. I'm sorry, Daniel. I didn't know that happened. I put my head down, feeling ashamed of my actions. But I don't think Daniel let up. How didn't you know? You were right on top of the bunk. I'm going to school. Bye, Mom and Dad. He left out, slamming the front door. Miss Lisa just sat there again with her hand on her head while Mr. Wren finally came downstairs. What's all the ruckus? That was Daniel, who wasn't too pleased with Omari's first night here. He'll get used to it. Just give him some time. That reminds me, we have to enroll Omari into school so that he can focus on other things. He raised his eyebrows to her, and she smiled at him. School? I'm not sure if I'm ready to be around other kids just yet. I guess I don't have a choice since I'm not in control of my life right now. Omari, if you're done eating, then you can go to your room. We will be enrolling you in school soon. I nodded, setting my fork on the plate. I went back to my room and saw that my bed wasn't made up. I began to make up the bed when screaming caught my attention. Who do you think you are? Omari is upstairs. Please don't raise your voice. I wouldn't have to if you just did what I asked you. Oh no, not another situation like my mama. This made me not even want to stay here anymore. But I know I'm young and I ain't got nowhere else to go, so I'm going to stick it out until I can get away from here. My so-called brothers and sisters came back from school with attitudes. I didn't want to be a burden, so I didn't ask how they day went. That night, I found myself about to use the bathroom in my sleep again. I quickly got up and I made my way towards the real bathroom. Once I was done, I walked towards the room when the painting caught my eye again. It's moving again, but this time, instead of what I saw last time, the painting showcased the man using weapons and the woman trying to plead for him to stop. Suddenly, the man lifted his weapon towards her and shot her. I quickly ran into the room and I put my covers over my head. I can't believe that I just got shown Mama dying all over again. Like, these paintings mean something, okay? 10 years later, I just want to show you guys what that looks like. Okay. 16 years old, and I've been plotting to run away. Though the years I've been living with Risa and Ren started to beat on Lisa, and every time I noticed a bruise or a mark, she would tell me he wasn't serious. I care about her because she technically raised me, but I don't want her to die like my mama did. I've been trying to encourage her to leave Ren, but she says this man is all she knows and she can't just up and leave. Mama, I've been staying with y'all for almost 8 years now. I don't want to see you end up like my mama. I ain't had a chance to save her. Don't worry about it, Omari. It's not your concern. Now go upstairs and get ready for school tomorrow. I know you've been flunking your grades. I looked away, trying not to acknowledge that my grades is messed up, but I can't focus. Shit is fucked up here too. I can try to do better, but I can't watch you get killed like my mama. I got up and left the dining room table, going into our room. Since we are growing, Ren got us both a bed of our own, and we now sleep sort of next to each other with a gap in between beds. I'm just glad I don't have to climb just to get in bed no more. Hey, Omari, we've been bros for 7 years now. Why haven't you said anything to me? Is it an obligation to talk? I thought y'all didn't like me the first time I stepped foot in this motherfucker. I was mad as fuck you kept pissing on me, but I understand you was young. Does that mean you over the shit? Yeah, let's call it truce. He stuck his hand out for me to take, but I was not in the mood for his phony ass game. Man, what the fuck ever. I walked out of the room and was about to enter the girls' room when I saw Ren was coming up the stairs. I pretended that I was staring at that painting that only seems to move at night. Do you like this painting? This beauty came from the auction that was holding onto 1970s arts and more. It's nice. I'm glad you like it. Maybe I'll take you up on going to one so you can experience your first auction. I turned to him, not really giving a fuck about the paint. Do you love mama? His eyes widened like he didn't expect that question. I do. Why do you hit her? You supposed to love her. And what the hell would you know? You just 16. Oh snap, they getting ready to go at it at each other. I can feel it. I shrugged my shoulders and I walked back into our room. I realized that you can't talk no sense into a crazy motherfucker. When Daniel saw me, he just gave me the stank face like he ain't like my ass. And I'm like, oh well, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. I sat on my bed and decided to get my grades up since I feel some type of way about Lisa. I'm going to get my grades up for her to know that I took her advice. That night, I was about to go to sleep when I heard somebody screaming for their life. I stopped in my track to see if anybody else heard it, but it was just me. I slowly walked down the stairs and the screaming started to get louder. Ah! Ah! I continued to go where I heard the screams, and it was inside of an office. I took a peek inside and there was Ren beating on Lisa like she was a man out in the street. Always talking shit. I'm gonna show you. Suddenly he pulled out a gun and held it up to her head. I froze in place, remembering my mama. There's nothing you can say this time. You're done. He suddenly pulled the trigger and the bullet went into her head. I slowly moved back from the door and I quickly got out of that house. I can't believe that this nightmare followed me again. Fuck! There was nowhere for me to go and I need to get the fuck away from this town. I just ran out of the house and I continued running. I came upon a street that I'd never seen before, and I decided to take a walk. Reflecting and remembering Lisa, who only wanted the best for me. If only I would have listened when she was still here. Tears came down my eyes as I walked, and I ended up bumping into somebody hard, making us both fall to the ground. I fell to the ground, hitting my back, but when I looked up at the person, he held up a gun to my head. My whole life flashed before my eyes. This must be my end. The fuck wrong with you? Can't watch where the fuck you going? Get your stupid ass up. He grabbed me off the floor and proceeded to take me somewhere. He took me to the end of the block, still holding the gun up to my head. I didn't make any sudden move because I feared for my life. Hey, boss, I found a taker right here. He pushed the gun up to my head harder, and the dude he called boss came over to me. You saying he could sell these for me? My eyes widened as he held out bags of white stuff and stared at me with a smirk. How the fuck did I get caught up in this situation? Woo! That was the first chapter, y'all. Oh my God. Thank y'all for being here and listening to it because woo, it got me on edge. I'll be forgetting that my stories be good. Anyway, that was the first chapter, the tragic death, and it leads into the second chapter, which is Jada. So this book has multiple point of views. So the second chapter is called I Made a Huge Mistake. So if you guys want to read the second chapter, make sure you get your hands on the mysterious painting. You can get it as a blind date book box in my link in my bio, in my Etsy shop or my TikTok shop below. You can get this in a blind date book box, the urban fiction book box, the romance book box, or just a regular book by itself. So thank you so much for being here. And also let me know your thoughts on the first chapter. Did you guys like it? Is there anything better that I could do? Do you think Omari, had to deal with the situation twice? Like twice now. Do you think he was able to get his trauma out? Like, let me know how you guys think. I'm going to stay on here for a couple of minutes and stuff like that. But yeah, this here is the Mysterious Paintings. Make sure you get your book box, okay? So yeah, I'm open to questions. Go ahead and ask. I'm here for it. And if there is no questions, I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys a question. So do you think that Omari is able to live his life the way that he needs to because of the trauma that he just inflicted? Of course, you know, the very first time that it happened, he was 6 years old. He didn't know any better, you know what I'm saying, because he's really a child. So now he's 16 and he's seeing this trauma happen again. Like, how do you think he's gonna cope as an adult? You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden getting thrown into a drug situation. Like, where's the time to heal? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like he's going through a lot. And I feel like as the story progresses, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a spoiler. I feel like she kind of came into his life to help him with that process a little bit. But because they both were toxic, because they both were toxic, they kind of really didn't know how to express themselves. But as their journey goes along, they end up, you know, really letting each other know, like, okay, we're going to stick this out. We really want each other the way that we claim that we do. So, yeah, it just has to work out. And, you know, if you guys want to, let me know. I will read chapter 2 if you guys want me to read chapter 2. So just let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for the engagement. And this video will also be posted onto YouTube. So if you guys want to ask the questions there, if you guys want to join in and, you know, tell me what I can do better as an author, let me know. I am so here for feedback. I'm so open to, you know, what you guys have to say and everything. Update, because I just remembered the merch box. Oh my gosh, this is a brand new product. We have merch available for all books, okay? Starting off with Before I See, let me go ahead and get you guys a sneak peek preview of it. This here is a t-shirt, Before I See, and it comes in the merch box. So the merch box comes with a t-shirt. It comes with character art. It comes with a tote bag. And the tote bag also has the character art on it. It comes with candles. It comes with snacks. And if you guys want to upgrade, you can go ahead and throw in the book too. So click the link in my bio, my Etsy shop, and let's go. Okay, this holiday season, we are turning it up. Okay, so happy holidays, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic holiday. I hope that everything in your life is just blossoming and everything is going well. So I love you all so much. And until next reading, which will be next month, we're going to do a new book, which is Revenge. We're going to read Revenge, and it's going to be next month in 2025. January, it's going to be on a Wednesday. So I'm going to let you guys know, give you all some updates on that as well. Also, stay tuned for the book of the month, okay? Because this month the book of the month was this book, okay? Yes. So yes, this book here, you can get you a blind date book box, okay? It's on sale. It's not the regular price of $175. You guys can get it 80% off of $95. So get your book box today in time for Christmas, okay? And an advent calendar. I almost forgot, you guys. This book comes in an advent calendar, a 12-book advent calendar or a 26-book advent calendar. And the 12 books will come with 12 books. It'll come with all genres. It's going to come with the bonus book, and it's going to come with bookish essentials as well and goodies. So, you know, the bookmark, the good stuff, the bookmark, the journal. You guys will get a journal. Let me give you an example. This here is the dream journal. You can basically write either your dreams down, if you can remember them, or, you know, just your physical dreams, like what you want to produce out in the world. So yeah, this journal is perfect for that and things of that nature. That comes in an advent calendar as well as a blind date book box. So if you guys want your freebies, place your order below. Okay? Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I love you all. Bye.